and welcome back to my channel. I'm Dina, and today we are continuing with our Pokemon Sun and Moon Celestial Storm booster box opening. So we already opened the first 9 booster packs in this box, and now we have the next 9 here. Starting off with Jirachi. And this is a larger set, but we have already started doubling up on some cards, so might be going a little bit faster than the first part. Let's just get right into it. Or so I say. I've been having some difficulties opening these packs. There we go. We'll be starting off this part with Skitty, followed by an Alolan Rattata, Torchic, Meditite, a Chinchou with lots of bubbles. He's got 60 HP, electric type this go around with Pound for 10 damage, and Spark, which also does 10 damage, but it does 10 damage to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon as well. It lives in the depths beyond the reach of sunlight. It flashes lights on its antennae to communicate with others of its kind. Our reverse holo here is Super Scoop Up with that vintage retro art style. Stolen. And then our rare in this pack is a Steelix holo. Our rare in this pack is Steelix, which is holo. So we finally got a holo rare, and it has a pretty cool effect there. It almost looks like there are crystals coming off of him, like in the Mega form. This holo Steelix rare has 190 HP, which is pretty good. Tackle, which does 30 damage, and Tail Crush for 80 plus. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 40 more damage. It chews its way through boulders with its sturdy jaws. Its eyes can see in the darkness underground. Cool, so I'm glad they're still doing holo cards, given all the non-holo rares we've gotten so far. Not to spoil it. Then we have Leaf Energy, Shrine of Punishment Stadium, Acrobike, and another Super Scoop Up, so 2 in 1 pack, followed by the code card. Alrighty, next we have Blaziken. For whatever reason, I'm finding it easier to open these packs up upside down. Never seem to know set to set how strong these booster packs are going to be to open. First up we have Sneasel, vintage Sneasel, followed by Shuppet, a Mudkips, one of the Beldum artworks, the more detailed one, a Giant Whalmer. Our reverse holo here is Lunala, which is a rare, so our first reverse holo rare as well. At first I was like, wait a second, is that holo? And then I was like, wait, we haven't even gotten to the reverse holo yet. This Lunala has 160 HP with an ability Shadow Shield. If this Pokemon has any psychic energy attached to it, it takes 20 less damage from attacks. and has an attack here, Full Moon Ray for 80 plus. This attack does 20 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. It is said to be a female evolution of Cosmog. When its third eye activates, away it flies to another world. I couldn't see the comma because it's so shiny. I thought I had said that improperly. So, pretty good to get a rare in the reverse holo spot. But our other rare in the pack is going to be Kartana, an Ultra Beast, but a non-holo rare. I will always take 2 rares in a pack though. This Ultra Beast Kartana has only 60 HP, with a Divine Paper for 40 plus. If your opponent has exactly 6 prize cards remaining, this attack does 90 more damage. So I imagine that would be pretty good in the early game. One of the Ultra Beast life forms, it was observed cutting down a gigantic steel tower with one stroke of its blade. Then we have Water Energy and Life Herb, so a new item here. Flip a coin. If heads, heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. I wonder if that's like the bitter root or bitter herb in the game. Next up we have Gorebyss, which is the cuter version of Clamperl's Evolve form. We have 90 HP here, with a Deflecting Splash for 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from Evolution Pokemon. Its swimming form is exquisitely elegant. With its thin mouth, it feeds on seaweed that grows between rocks. Then we have Sableye, munching on some crystals here. This Sableye has 70 HP, Dark type, with an ability Excavate. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may look at the top card of your deck. You may discard that card. And Disable, which actually does 10 damage instead of just disabling something. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. That Pokemon can't use that attack during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon is feared. When its gemstone eyes begin to glow with a sinister shine, it's believed that Sableye will steal people's spirits away. Code card. So we're still getting some commons and uncommons and, of course, rare cards that we haven't gotten so far, but going a bit quicker than my first round in a video, but that's our first round video in a booster box. That's kind of how it seems to go. Even though in a larger set like this, which is like 160 something. Alright, first card here we have Happy Bagon skipping along, followed by Baltoy. Then we have Beldum, Lotad, Seedot. Our reverse holo here is Whismur, which is a common. And our rare in this pack is Regice, non-holo rare. So we're getting up there with the Regis. I think we have most of them at this point. 120 HP with an ability Icy Barrier. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent can't play any stadium cards from their hand. And Icy Wind for 60 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Its body is made of ice from the Ice Age. It controls frigid air of negative 328 degrees Fahrenheit. It's an oddly specific Fahrenheit number. I imagine, though, they translated that from Celsius, or converted, not translated, which was probably a rounder number in Celsius. Then we have Psychic Energy, Copycat, Loudred, and Energy Recycle System. Alright, next up here. Nope, gotta go ahead, I guess. Still getting used to the face cam as well, so if I forget to like actually talk to the camera, forgive me. I'm so used to it just being like looking right at the cards. This pack is going to start off with Trico. Then we have Whismar running away from a Beware. Followed by Voltorb, very classic looking card. 50 HP with an ability here, Floating Electrons. If this Pokemon has any energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost. And Thundershock for 20 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Usually found in power plants, easily mistaken for a Pokeball, it has zapped many people. Then we have Slugma, Surskit. Our reverse holo here is a Pokénav, which is an uncommon. Another one that looks like it's from, what was that, maybe the advanced generation or something? We got controllers and main body, little detail there. Almost looks like the Game Boy Advance there. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may find a Pokemon, you may reveal a Pokemon or energy card you find there and put it into your hand. Put the other cards back in any order. It's interesting how they seem to be reusing the artwork from various generations. At least it really looks that way to me. For instance, the Energy Recycler one only had some of the classic energy types. Yeah. I wonder why they decided to do that. Hopefully it wasn't like a saving budget thing. It was more like a, hey, let's throw some vintage artworks in there, you know? And then our rare in this pack is, ooh, interesting. Speaking of vintage, we have a Mr. Mime here. I did not know there was a Mr. Mime GX. Seems like kind of a random Pokemon to make a GX card of, but okay. I'll take it. We got a Mr. Mime GX card, very shiny, and it is the full art, like, scritchy scratchy version. This Mr. Mime has 150 HP with an ability Magic Evens. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's attacks if that damage is exactly 20 through 260, increasing by 20s. And then we have Breakdown. For each card in your opponent's hand, put 1 damage counter on their active Pokemon. We also have Life Trick GX. Heal all damage from this Pokemon. Wow, so this guy seems like a pretty good way to kind of stop a Pokemon while you build up some other guys maybe on the bench. It's kind of funny, the Japanese name for Mr. Mime is Beriado, like barrier. I think I'm remembering that correctly. So it's like he's just creating a barrier when he does like reflect and stuff. So yeah, he would seem like quite the barrier to protect you from damage. And then here, oh yeah, no blurb on this guy, but he is number 156 out of 168. So getting close to the end there. Cool, so got our first GX card in this video. Even if it was kind of unexpected. For the Pokemon anyway. Then we have Fighting Energy. Pupitar, which we've not seen so far, I don't think, has 80 HP with a kind of chalk-like appearance. I don't know, maybe oil pastels. Skull Bash is the first attack here for 20 damage, and then we have Dust Devil. This attack does 20 damage to each non-fighting Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. Its shell is as hard as sheetrock, and it also is very strong. Its thrashing can topple a mountain. Then we have Kecleon. We already have a reverse holo Kecleon, so now we have the normal one. We also have a TV reporter, looking very eager. Loudred is watching as they interview someone. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card from your hand. If you have no cards in your deck, you can't play this card. So supporter. And we have the code card. Alright. So we got 4 more packs, so we're over halfway through already. Pretty quick now that we're doubling and tripling up. So we're going to be starting off with Jirachi now. I always like to try and hope that I can collect the cards of the Pokemon that are on the cover artwork. So we've already got the Ultra Beast, Stakataka. Now see if we can get the rest of them. Here we've got some more vintage artwork to start off. We have Fanfi, then Electrike, and here we have Torchic, Onyx, another vintage artwork, Sneasel. Our reverse holo here is Illumise, an uncommon, 70 HP with a Rose Garden in the background. Pheromone Signals does 20 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. With its sweet aroma, it guides Volbeat to draw signs with light in the night sky. So I'm assuming there's also Volbeat in this collection. And our rare in this pack is Exploud, a non-holo rare. They have so many non-holo rares in this set. It's pretty interesting. This Exploud has 150 HP and a quite detailed art style. Dangerous Concert is the first attack, which already does 80 damage. It does 30 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. And Heavy Impact for 100 damage. Though it does require a bit of energy, you could get by with some double colorless. Its roar in battle shakes the ground like a tremor, like an earthquake has struck. Number 119 out of 168. Then we have Steel Energy, Metang, Huntail, the kind of creepy version of the Clamperl evolution, Minun, and a code card. So in case you haven't seen my videos before, usually if I'm going into a brand new booster box set, or at least new for me, I don't like to look up anything about the set or know what cards are going to be in it, because I kind of like it to be a surprise, you know? So if you're seeing me like, how did you not know that, like, you know, such and such was in this set? Because, you know, I like it to be a little bit of a surprise. Afterwards, I'll usually look up the full set and see what could have been, so to speak. I don't know, I just think it's more fun that way. Alright, this pack is going to start off with Shuppet. There are quite a few cards, I think, also this time that have like alternate artworks, but this is the same Pokemon. Speaking of which, here's the Iris Mudkip and the alternate Bagon. Whismur, this time not followed by a Beware, but the Crochet type. So we happen to get like almost all the alternates in this one. And a different Trico, which I'm not sure we've gotten so far. This Trico has 50 HP and just Sleep Poison. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. Our reverse holo in this is Oricorio. This is the Fire Flamenco Dancing Oricorio. 90 HP with Captivating Salsa attack. Switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with their active Pokemon. The new active Pokemon is now burned and confused. Then we also have Heat Blast, which does 70 damage. This Oricorio has sipped red nectar. Its passionate dance moves cause its enemies to combust in both body and mind. And that is an uncommon. And then our rare in the pack is Shiftry GX. Alright, so got another GX card under our belt. It's one of those that kind of looks like a full art, but it doesn't have that scritchy material that Mr. Mime did. This Shiftry GX has 240 HP, jeez, with Perplex attack, which does 40 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, followed by Extra Sensory for 90 plus. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 90 more damage. As well as Den of Iniquity GX. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. Your opponent shuffles that Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck. This is number 14 out of 168. Nice and shiny. Alright, was not expecting a GX card again so soon. Then we have a Fairy Energy, the Vintage Pokénav, a Vigoroth, which evolves from Slackoth. He has 80 HP with Fury Swipes, 20 plus. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads, and Rage for 20 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Its stress level rises if it cannot keep moving constantly. Too much stress makes it feel sick. Aww. Last up here we have a Fisherman supporter card, which we've not seen before. Put four basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. That's pretty good, I think. Supporter card. There we go. Alright, got 2 packs left in this video. Not sure if we can get another GX out of this, but maybe a holo card? First up here is a ball toy. Then we have Wingull, Meditite with Bunnelby and Emolga. Then Seedot, Clamperl, a reverse holo ball toy, so doubling up in the same pack. And our rare in this pack is Magcargo, non-holo rare. So we have not gotten him before, but no holo. 90 HP with an ability here, Smooth Over. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, then put that card on top of it. And Combustion, which does 50 damage. Its body is as hot as lava, and it's always billowing. Flames will occasionally burst from its shell. Then we have Water Energy, Donphan, super vintage style, Scyther, looking pretty epic, and a Determined How. Alright, it's that time. We are on the very last pack of this episode. Come on, Stakataka, GX, Ultra Beast boy. I want to get some more Ultra Beasts. I don't feel like I have that many in this series and just overall. Alright, Meditite is going to start off our last pack here, followed by Chinchou. We've got a Gulpin, Cacnea, Torchic. This one's a bit more cartoony than the other style. Our reverse holo is an Alolan Raticate. And our rare is a holo. We've got a Delcatty holo. Very nice. Though I definitely prefer Skitty's design to Delcatty, I still gotta support my cat Pokemon cards. And gosh, what is this? Only maybe like our third holo or something? Maybe second holo? This Delcatty has 90 HP and is lounging in what looks to be a kitchen counter. Very naughty. Has an ability here, Search for Friends. Whenever you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your hand. And we have Cat Kick, which does 40 damage. I like all of the holo effects, of course. Number 121 out of 168. It is highly popular among female trainers. For its sublime fur, it does not keep a nest. I mean, do cats have nests? Alright, what a way to end off our last pack here. Then we have Darkness Energy, a Mawile, which I don't think we've gotten yet either. This Mawile has 70 HP, a Mining Attack. Search your deck for an item card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. If that card is a Pokemon Tool card, instead of putting it into your hand, you may attach it to one of your Pokemon that doesn't already have a Pokemon Tool card attached to it. Then we have Bite Off, which does 20 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon GX or a Pokemon EX, this attack does 30 more damage. Attached to its head is a huge set of jaws formed by horns. It can chew through iron beams. Then we have Illumise. And Plusle to go along with our Minun from earlier. This Plusle has 70 HP with Draw for Everybody. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw a card from each benched Pokemon. And we have Electro Ball for 30 damage. It absorbs electricity from telephone poles. It shorts out its body to create crackling noises. Okay. And that'll be it for this opening. So let's go ahead and round up the rare cards that we got this go round. Let's see here. Got reverse, GX, holo, regular rare, reverse, regular rare, reverse, GX, reverse, regular rare, reverse holo rare, and reverse. Okay, so the rarest card I think that we ended up getting was the Mr. Mime GX Full Art. Followed by Shiftry GX, so we ended up getting 2 GX cards. We also ended up getting 2 holo cards, finally. We ended up getting a holo Steelix and holo Delcatty, as well as a reverse holo rare, Lunala, and a couple of regular rares, Kartana, so another Ultra Beast, Regice, Exploud, and Magcargo. So all in all, not a bad episode, I'd say. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off with some ASMR style noises, a little card sorting without talking so I can fade out the video nicely. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video where we tackle the second half of our booster box. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 3. Bye!